Hey team, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to go through dogfighting, back to basics. So I jumped into a gladiator to show some dogfighting techniques. So first of all, we're in a gladiator, it's bike lane, turns really well. The aileron control is pretty sloppy, so it doesn't bank very well. But when you get the bank and you pull in the elevator, it'll outturn most things. So the first thing is picking your target, making a decision. So we're looking for people that are outliers, that aren't necessarily in the furball, that are hanging out to the left or to the right. Why we don't want to commit to the furball is that's where we get bad guys dumping in on our tail. And if they do that, our chances of being able to maneuver them, if we aren't in a good turn and fighter, are slim. So we see that CR32 out to the left, he's going to be our target. It's a 4v1 down there in that furball, so we're going to avoid that, and we're going to make the decision to go for the CR32. He's diving in on my teammate. Now, if you're in that situation, you want to try to turn towards your team, because that's where you're going to get the help to get the guy off the tail. Key bindings. Make sure you know what your key binding is to look behind you. Now, my aircraft turned so well, I turned inside the guy and let him shoot me. Now I'm back on his tail, pulling in behind him, so I'm blew him apart. Lead. Remember to lead your target. So go what you think is appropriate, and probably go half a gig, and then walk your bullets back to the target and a turn. I'm using universal ammunition. It has the most incendiary bullets and the most chance of catching your enemy plane on fire. And to show you that nobody's infallible, boom, there we go. That went for a head on, got smoked. So, things to think about in dogfighting. Altitude is key. So, as you can see, I've climbed up to 1600. I'm looking around at fighters. There's a Ju-87 behind me. I'm thinking about having a go, but I've got 1, 2, 3 friendlies going for the Ju-87. So, kind of pointless. Maintain our altitude. Altitude is stored energy. Gives you a chance to make the attack on a plane. Whether you shoot it down or not, you can pull out, climb, hop, use that energy to climb again to get to store airspeed. So stored energy is altitude. And then make a decision on whether you're going to re-attack, re-engage, or look around to make sure nobody's sneaking up on you. That's my biggest problem, is tunnel vision. So as you can see here, my guy is going in on that CR32, I believe it is. So I thought I'd go help him. Just it's a 2v2. I'll get rid of one and then I'll help him with the other one. So I'm diving in. My airspeed's picking up to 400 kilometers an hour. Shot him down. Pulling up. Now, I'm at a decision point. I should have climbed and looked around. Made sure nobody else was around. So he shot down my guy, and I've decided to re-engage and head on. He's damaged my aircraft. I'm like, ugh. I better go back to base camp. Too late. I should have disengaged and headed in any direction away from these guys. If you see the BF-109 in the distance, he's closing rapidly. I could see him, but I'm actually looking down at the CR32 trying to energy trap him. Made the decision too late. So after I shot that first plane down, I should have left the battle. So again, climb high, store your energy. Look for the single players, the one guy. There's a P-17 out to the right. There's a P-26 down below. P-400 with 4 guys on. And there's 2 F3F and a JAD fighting one of our guys. So, and now he's dead. So my decision was to head in and help our guy. So I'm diving down. First one that's looking first tasty morsel was that JAD. He's out of airspeed, he's slow, and I didn't really get any good shots on him. But I turned really well, so I'm back on him. Missed him, or I got a hit, but turning again. I see the F3S down below. Could have continued the dogfight with the J8A, but I didn't. Dive down, take out the F3F. He was already crashing, so it didn't really matter. So we're back into engaging the J8A into a head-on. Head-ons are the worst thing you can do. You've got to try and avoid them where possible. So I'm back into it. I've taken a fair bit of damage and I'm back into a turning point with the J8A. He's on my tail. Now you can see where his nose is pointing, so I pulled a little bit tighter to get out of his guns. In that turn, he crashed because I already had 2 or 3 hits. We're good. Now, my decision here is to leave. Go back, repair. So that's what I did. Went back, repaired. 24 seconds. Discretion is the better part of valor. So in this battle, I actually ended up with 4 kills. Number 2 on the table. Yada, yada, yada. It's not about that. We're trying to talk about dogfighting. So with a fresh plane, we're all repaired and good. There's 2 enemy left. Here's the first one. This is CR32. Not necessarily sure he's looking around, but I had the altitudes there and I had the speed advantage diving down on. Didn't take him in a head-on. Led my shots. By the time he started taking evasive action, it was too late. There's one more plane, it's not worth showing. He ended up, I got a couple of shots on him and then he crashed into the ground. So this is a rate fighter turning. So altitude, we use our ability to turn to get out of the bullets and get away. The easiest way to avoid having people shoot you on you from behind is to be the hunter, not the hunted. Boom and zoom. Here we go. Now we're booming and zooming in a Spitfire. So I have the airspeed advantage. I'm closing in. You've got to make sure you get within range. I'm getting good hits on them. Wings is shot off. Climbing back. Get some energy. So now it gives me a choice to look around, see who I can pick on next. And that, as I said at the start, we're looking for the outliers, the ones that are by themselves, trying to avoid the furball. So that P3 by himself, He's going to be our next target. So you dive in, attack, get away. Try not to get tunnel vision. And altitude is key. See all the guys that are above us? Climbing towards them is pointless. So you've got a side climb if you want to get up, or go back to base, refuel, rearm, reclimb. See, I wasted the zoom there and pulled in tight, lost my airspeed. See it dropping off down to 300 just to get the kill. Tunnel vision. When we looked to the left, there were two bad guys coming in. So I've got the kill. There we go, severe damage. I'm pulling away. Should be heading back towards the airfield. But I'm only doing 270 kilometers an hour. And as you can hear, diving down on me is a KI-63 or Japanese fighter. Anyway, like and subscribe. See you next time.